Hello, my name is Vipin Mahajan, and I'm here to talk to you about some things which we have worked out for getting India ahead into the 21st century. In fact, in less than 100 months. This thing is essentially on how do we bypass the industrial age and jump straight from agriculture into the future of the knowledge economy. The project which I'm describing has been designed to be replicable and sustainable. So with slight tweaking, it's applicable to most tropical countries like India. The biggest problem in the tropical countries, most of which are developing or developed countries, is population. There are too many people without adequate skills, healthcare, etc. Second problem is giving them jobs. The third problem is giving them shelter. Fourth problem is giving them food. So basically, there was a Hindi movie in the 1970s which was very popular and which is called Roti, Kapda aur Makan. Roti for food, kapda for clothes, makan for shelter or a house. Gandhiji, in the freedom struggle, talked about Swaraj. Swaraj meant independent, self-contained villages or village communities. He also talked about a civilization not dependent on industry. His formula was to empower the people so that they can be self-sufficient and sustainable. With today's technology, advanced technology, especially computer technology, we can probably achieve all of what he said. So get the complete social network which he was so adept at into the 21st century. But we do one thing. When he did all his thinking, computers were not there, today's technology was not there, and things in the past 60 years have changed significantly, that all of these are there. Not only that, India is today comfortably placed in terms of exports, in terms of being a growing industrial power or economic power. So if you just take take the movie Roti, Kapda aur Makan, you take Gandhiji's self-contained village Swaraj, and you take today's technology, we start off with IT, information technology or information communications technology, ICT, and we add to that digital technologies like discrete manufacturing, then a lot of the industrial part of the thing is taken care of. India already has got a strong base in information technology, but that's largely geared up for overseas markets. Now, I remember when I was in Chicago, I was shipping work from the Americas to India, Bangalore, Gurgaon, etc. Today, that can certainly continue. It's getting to be competitive. But India is highly under-computerized. People say that 60% of India will be urbanized. You've got the various corridors like the Delhi-Mumbai corridor, the Calcutta-Amritsar corridor, etc. coming up, which will be dependent on industrialization. By and large in the cities, I don't think you have industry, or at least that's what the Delhi High Court thinks, and they had banned industries from Delhi. So largely whatever is happening in the cities is white collar work or knowledge work, management, service industries, etc. When people in India talk about 60% of India in a couple of decades would be living in highly urbanized things, I just wonder, what are they going to be doing? And if they're doing basically white collar work, which makes a lot of sense, why do we have to get them into crowded cities and disrupt our whole system? 70% of India today lives in the villages, in decentralized, so why can't we have that? With that, this plus roti kapda makan, this thinking resulted in whatever I'm going to be briefly talking to you about, the solution for the 21st century for India and other developing countries. A solution which is humane, which is equitable, which is democratic, which empowers the people and is ethical. And yet, it is not dependent upon destroying the environment with global warming and similar, all those kinds of problems which industrialization created. And it creates a sustainable, futuristic knowledge economy. This is basically based on a couple of things which we'll talk about. So this, I thought, would be setting the stage right. Thank you.